Are you in pain right now? The kind of pain that keeps you awake at night, makes you question your worth, and silently ask, why me? Allah. If you've ever wondered whether your hardship is a test from Allah, or the result of your own choices, stay with me, because the answer may change how you see everything. A few years ago, I met a woman who looked like she had it all together. Successful career, strong faith, smiling face. But when the door closed and the room was quiet, she would cry until her chest hurt. Her dua sounded like this: Allah, I pray, I fast, I try, so why is my life still heavy? Maybe that question feels familiar. We often assume that hardship means Allah is unhappy with us, or we swing to the other extreme and blame ourselves so harshly that we forget Allah's mercy. But what if the truth is deeper than both of those ideas? Before we go further, if reflections like this help your heart reconnect with Allah, take a moment and subscribe so you don't miss future reminders. Sometimes one reminder arrives exactly when the heart needs it most. Allah tells us in the Quran that He will test us. That part we know. But Allah also tells us that some consequences come from what our own hands have earned. And here is where many of us get confused. We want a simple answer. We want to label our pain quickly: test or mistake, reward or punishment. But Allah is far more gentle and wise than our labels. Imagine a child learning to walk. When the child falls, is the fall a punishment? No. Is it a test? In a way, yes. But it is also part of learning. The parent doesn't abandon the child on the floor. The parent watches, allows the fall, and waits for the child to reach up again. Some hardships come to elevate you. They soften your heart, increase your dua, and pull you closer to Allah in a way ease never could. You pray differently when you are broken. You call on Allah's names with tears, not theory. That kind of hardship is a gift wrapped in difficulty. But other hardships are invitations, gentle warnings, a redirection. Maybe Allah is saying, this path is hurting you. Come back to me. Not out of anger, but out of love. Like a doctor who tells you to stop eating what is harming your body. The pain is not rejection, it is care. Here is the key question we rarely ask: is this hardship pushing me closer to Allah, or pulling me further away? Because the answer tells you more than the hardship itself. Two people can face the same loss. One becomes bitter and distant from Allah. The other becomes softer, humbler, and more connected. The event is the same. The response is different. And Allah looks at the heart. In American culture, we are taught to be strong, independent, self-made. So when life breaks us, we feel ashamed. We hide our struggles. We think faith means always being okay. But faith does not mean you don't struggle. Faith means you know where to take your struggle. Allah does not expect perfection. He expects sincerity. He does not ask you to never fall. He asks you to turn back every time you do. And here is something beautiful. Sometimes Allah combines both. A hardship can be a test and a correction at the same time. It can cleanse you and teach you. It can hurt and heal simultaneously. Only Allah can do that. If you're still watching, you're meant to hear this part. Your hardship is not proof that Allah has left you. The very fact that you are questioning, reflecting, and turning to Him is proof that He is near. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try asking, Allah, what do you want me to learn? What part of my heart are you growing? What are you protecting me from that I cannot see? And when the answer doesn't come right away, trust that silence does not mean absence. Sometimes Allah is working so deeply that words would only distract you from the process. If this message spoke to your heart, share it with someone who is struggling quietly. You might be the reason their faith breathes again, and I would love to hear from you. Comment below. Do you feel your current hardship is bringing you closer to Allah or waking you up to change? Your reflection may help someone else feel less alone. Stay connected, stay hopeful. Allah has not forgotten you, and your story is not over. Have you ever felt that sinking thought cross your mind? If Allah really loved me, I wouldn't be going through this. That question slips into the heart quietly, especially in moments of exhaustion, loss, or disappointment. And if you've ever thought it, you are not weak in faith. You are human. But here is the truth many of us were never taught clearly. Hardship does not automatically mean Allah is displeased with you. I remember speaking to a woman who whispered, almost ashamed, I feel like Allah is punishing me. Her life had unraveled. Marriage struggles, financial stress, constant worry. Yet when I listened to her dua, I heard sincerity, humility, and deep longing for Allah. That's when I realized something powerful. Punishment pushes you away, but her hardship was pulling her closer. And Allah does not pull close the hearts He wants to reject. Before we go deeper, if reminders like this help you see Allah with more clarity and hope, take a moment to subscribe. These conversations are meant to heal hearts, not burden them, and you don't want to miss what may speak to you at just the right time. We often measure Allah's love by comfort. When life is smooth, we feel accepted. When life becomes heavy, we assume we've failed. But Allah never promised us a life without pain. He promised us purpose within it. Some of the most beloved people to Allah faced the hardest trials, not because Allah was displeased, but because He was preparing them for something higher. Think about it this way. When gold is placed in fire, the fire doesn't destroy it, it reveals its purity. From the outside, fire looks cruel. From the inside, it is transforming. Your hardship may feel like fire, but that does not mean you are being burned away. You may be being refined. In American culture, we are taught that success equals ease. So when ease disappears, we internalize shame. We think something is wrong with us. But Allah looks at the heart, not the highlight reel. He sees the late-night tears, the quiet dua, the effort no one applauds. Hardship does not erase your worth. Sometimes it proves it. Here is what truly matters. Is your hardship making you talk to Allah more or less? If you are turning to Him, even with questions, even with tears, that is not rejection. That is connection. Allah is closer to the broken heart than the distracted one. And here is the part I want you to sit with until the end. If hardship meant Allah was displeased, then repentance would feel distant. But instead, repentance feels open. Mercy feels near. That alone should tell you everything. If this message eased something inside you, share it with someone who has been silently blaming themselves. And tell me in the comments, have you ever mistaken hardship for punishment? Your words might be exactly what another heart needs to hear today. Stay with Allah, stay hopeful, and remember, difficulty is not a verdict. Sometimes it is an invitation to rise. Sometimes the pain in your life is not there to break you, and it's not there to shame you. It's there to redirect you, and that's a very different thing. One of the most misunderstood ideas in our faith is this: tests elevate, while consequences redirect, and both are forms of Allah's mercy. I once spoke with a sister who said, I keep asking Allah to remove this struggle, but it keeps coming back. Her voice wasn't angry, just tired. As we talked, a pattern gently emerged. Certain choices, certain habits, certain paths kept leading her to the same emotional pain. And for the first time she paused and said, what if Allah is trying to protect me from myself? That question changed everything. Before we continue, if reflections like this help you understand Allah's mercy in a deeper way, take a moment to subscribe. These reminders are for hearts that are trying, even when the journey feels confusing. A test from Allah often comes when you are already doing your best. You're praying, striving, staying sincere, and then hardship arrives anyway. That kind of pain often lifts you spiritually. It softens your heart. It increases your dua. You grow without realizing it. Tests don't mean you're wrong. They often mean you're ready. But consequences are different, and they are not cruel. They are corrective. When a child touches a hot stove after being warned, the pain teaches what words could not. The parent didn't want the child to suffer. The lesson was protection, not punishment. In the same way, Allah may allow discomfort when something in our life is harming us, even if we don't see it yet. Here's where mercy comes in. Allah does not expose us harshly. He nudges us. He sends unease before disaster. He sends discomfort before destruction. That anxiety you feel, that repeated blockage, that inner restlessness, sometimes it's Allah saying, this path is not good for your heart. In American culture, we are taught to resist pain at all costs. Fix it fast, silence it, distract yourself. But Allah invites us to reflect instead, not with guilt, but with honesty. Is this hardship polishing me, or pushing me to pause and change direction? The beautiful thing is this: whether it is a test or a consequence, Allah stays with you. He does not abandon you in either scenario. In tests, He strengthens you. In consequences, He guides you back. Both lead to Him if the heart is willing. And here is the curiosity I want to leave you with. What if the hardship you're facing right now is actually saving you from a future pain you cannot imagine? What if this moment is Allah's mercy arriving in a form you didn't expect? If this reflection made you look at your struggles differently, share it with someone who feels stuck or discouraged. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Do you feel your current challenge is helping you grow or calling you to change? Your reflection might unlock clarity for someone else. Stay gentle with yourself. Allah's mercy shows up in many forms, and sometimes it shows up as a redirection. The same storm can break one person and build another, and that's not about luck or strength or even the size of the hardship. It's about what happens inside the heart. One of the most powerful truths we often overlook is this: your response to hardship matters more than the hardship itself. I once sat with two women who had experienced almost identical losses. Both had lost stability, comfort, and a sense of safety. On the surface, their stories looked the same. But months later, one was filled with bitterness, constantly asking, "Why did Allah do this to me?" The other spoke with quiet humility and said, "I don't understand it yet, but I trust Him." The event didn't define them. Their response did. Before we go any further, if reminders like this help you grow through difficulty instead of getting stuck in it, take a moment to subscribe. These reflections are meant to guide hearts through real life, not just ideal moments. Hardship exposes what is already inside us. It doesn't create the heart, it reveals it. When life is comfortable, patience is theoretical, gratitude is easy. But when pressure arrives, what we lean on becomes clear. Do we turn inward with resentment or upward with dua? Do we shut down or soften? In American culture, we are often taught to ask, "How do I get out of this as fast as possible?" Allah invites a different question. Who are you becoming through this? Because one hardship can lead to growth, while another, handled the same way, can lead to distance from Allah. The difference is not the trial, it is the choice made in the middle of it. Responding well does not mean pretending you're okay. It doesn't mean forcing positivity or silencing pain. A healthy response can include tears, confusion, and even questions. What matters is where those emotions are taken. Complaining to people may bring momentary relief. Bringing your pain to Allah brings transformation. Here is something deeply comforting: Allah judges effort, not outcome. If you are trying to respond with patience, even when you fail, that effort matters. If you fall apart and then turn back to Allah again, that turning back is beloved. The heart that keeps returning is never ignored. And here is the part that changes everything. Hardship is temporary. What you build in your heart during hardship can last forever. One response can elevate you for years. Another can keep you stuck long after the pain has passed. That's why your reaction matters more than the moment itself. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone who is struggling to respond well to their situation. And let me know in the comments, what helps you turn back to Allah when life feels heavy? Your answer might help someone who is searching for strength right now. Stay intentional. Stay connected. The hardship will pass, but who you become through it is up to you. Faith is not about pretending life is easy. Faith is not about being unshakable or having everything under control. And one of the most overlooked truths in times of struggle is this: faith is not avoiding pain, but knowing where to take it. I remember meeting a young woman who was quietly drowning in stress. Career pressures, family obligations, financial worries. She had prayed, fasted, and read Quran daily, yet she still felt crushed. "Am I failing Allah?" she asked, tears sliding down her cheeks. And I realized she wasn't failing Him at all. She was being taught what true faith looks like: trusting Him, even when life doesn't feel fair. Before we go any further, if reflections like this help you see your own faith in a clearer, more compassionate light, take a moment to subscribe. These reminders are for hearts seeking real guidance, not just empty encouragement. We often think that being faithful means never struggling. American culture especially pushes the idea that strong people don't cry, don't falter, don't get lost. But Allah never promised that. In fact, the Prophet reminded us that even the most patient and faithful will face difficulties. Faith is the map, hardship is the terrain. It's not about avoiding the mountain. It's about knowing who will guide you safely to the top. Hardship becomes bearable when you know where to place it, where to take it. Complaints and frustrations to the world can be temporary relief, but when you take your pain to Allah, when you speak to Him honestly in dua, you are doing more than coping. You are connecting, learning, and growing. Every tear, every whispered question, every sigh uttered in His presence becomes a thread strengthening your relationship with Him. Here's the subtle truth many miss. Avoidance does not protect your heart. Turning away from struggle or distracting yourself only delays the lesson. Faith doesn't promise life without challenges. It promises that there is a safe place to carry them, and that safe place is Allah. Even when your hardship feels overwhelming, when you feel broken and lost, faith is the hand that lets you place your weight somewhere it won't crush you. Faith doesn't remove the storm. It teaches you how to navigate it, how to find calm in the chaos, and how to rise again when you've been battered by the winds of life. If this message resonates, share it with someone who thinks struggling means they are failing. And comment below, where do you take your pain when life feels too heavy? Your answer could guide another soul to the safest place, Allah. Stay patient, stay trusting, And remember, faith isn't a shield against pain. It's the heart that knows exactly where to carry it. Sometimes the most surprising thing about hardship is that it can be both painful and purposeful at the same time. That's why one of the most powerful truths we must hold on to is this: Allah can turn suffering into growth when the heart turns back to Him. I remember speaking with a woman who had lost nearly everything she thought defined her: career, relationships, even her sense of self. At first, she was angry, confused, and questioning everything. "Why me, Allah? What did I do wrong?" she asked repeatedly. But as she shared her story, I noticed something remarkable over time. Her perspective shifted. What felt like destruction became a doorway. Pain became clarity. Loss became insight. Her hardship was teaching her to rise in ways she had never imagined. Before we go further, if messages like this help you see purpose in your pain, take a moment to subscribe. These reflections are meant to remind your heart that struggle does not mean absence of mercy. It can be the very way mercy arrives. Allah is the ultimate alchemist. He can take a situation that seems dark, hopeless, or even unfair and transform it into growth, wisdom, and strength. But there is a condition: your heart must turn to Him. When we cling to bitterness, blame, or despair, growth is blocked. But when we call on Him with sincerity, when we turn to Him with questions, tears, and trust, even suffering becomes a tool for elevation. Think about it like a seed planted in rocky soil. At first it struggles. It is pushed, pulled, and feels crushed by the weight above it. But if it pushes toward the light, if it roots itself despite the obstacles, it grows stronger than a seed planted in soft soil. Hardship in the hands of Allah can do the same for our hearts. In American culture, we often chase comfort as if it equals success. But comfort does not build resilience. Faithful response to hardship does. One person may experience heartbreak and become bitter. Another may experience the same heartbreak and become more patient, more empathetic, more spiritually connected. The difference is where the heart goes during the pain. Here's the curiosity I want you to hold on to: your current struggle, no matter how unbearable, may be shaping the person you are meant to become. It may be preparing you for blessings you cannot see yet. It may be opening your heart to depths of faith, gratitude, and trust that ease could never teach. If this resonates with you, share it with someone who feels crushed by their challenges, and comment below: how has hardship shaped you in ways you didn't expect? Your story could inspire someone else to trust the process. Stay connected to Allah. Let your heart turn to Him, and watch how hardship, when embraced with faith, becomes the very thing that lifts you. Your growth is happening, even if you cannot see it yet.